From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are following at this hour. In the span of about 8 hours on Monday, President Donald Trump went from suggesting a nuclear deal with Iran remained achievable to urging Tehran's 9.5 million residents to flee for their lives as he cut his visit to the international G7 summit short to return to Washington for urgent talks with his national security team. Trump expressed frustration with Iranian leaders for failing to reach an agreement, adding that he wants a real end to the conflict and a complete give up of Tehran's nuclear program. Trump, who said he plans to meet with advisors in the Situation Room. Prime Minister Keir Starmer shares his thoughts about an awkward Trump moment at the G7 summit. It was an awkward moment at the G7. President Trump dropping papers of a newly signed US-UK trade deal on the ground, and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer stooping to pick them up, all in front of the world's media. Starmer said he had no choice, since anyone else trying to help risked being shot by the president's security team. There were quite strict rules about who can get close to the president, Starmer told reporters on Tuesday. Despite Trump's mishap and early departure from the summit, Starmer said the president was, quote, in good form yesterday, participating in all summit sessions and the evening dinner where all 7 leaders agreed on a statement urging de-escalation in the Middle East. Trump said that he won't call Minnesota Governor Tim Walz after lawmaker shootings. The president said he won't call Minnesota Governor Tim Walz after the targeted shootings of 2 state lawmakers because it would be, quote, a waste of time, much like his entire presidency. One of the lawmakers and her husband were killed. The Republican president spoke to reporters early Tuesday aboard Air Force One as he flew back to Washington after abruptly leaving an international summit in Canada because of rising tensions in the Middle East between Israel and Iran. Asked if he planned to call Walz, Trump said the Democratic governor is slick and whacked out and said, I'm not calling him. Sounds like things that a bully might say. The Trump administration has asked a judge to dismiss the lawsuit over Kilmar Abrego Garcia's mistaken deportation. The administration argues the case is now moot because he's back in the United States. Plaintiffs have now received the relief they sought in their complaint because defendants have taken extraordinary steps and have facilitated and indeed effectuated Abrego Garcia's return, U.S. attorneys wrote in a filing on Monday. Jennifer Vesquez Sura, Abrego Garcia's American wife, filed the lawsuit in a U.S. district court in Maryland after Abrego Garcia was expelled in March to his native El Salvador. His deportation violated a U.S. immigration judge's order in 2019 that barred him from being sent to El Salvador because he faced a credible threat of violence from local gangs there. The Trump administration later described the deportation as an administrative error. The U.S. returned Abrego Garcia earlier this month to face federal human smuggling charges in Tennessee, where he remains in custody. Abrego Garcia's attorneys have characterized the smuggling case as a desperate attempt to justify the mistaken deportation. And finally, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said in a news release that Senate Republican proposals for the tax cuts bill, quote, will deliver the permanence and certainty both individual taxpayers and businesses alike are looking for, driving growth and unleashing the American economy. We look forward to continuing to work with the Senate and the House to further refine this bill and get it to President Trump's desk, he said. Senate Republicans on Monday proposed even steeper Medicaid cuts, new work requirements for parents of teens, and keeping in place the current $10,000 deduction of state and local taxes, called SALT, to offset the costs of making Trump's tax breaks permanent. Trump is pushing Congress to send the final product to his desk to become law by the 4th of July. That's the news at this hour. If you are watching the video version of our newscasts and news blasts on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.